This is Mick O'Rielly on ABC North Coast.
Good morning and welcome to the program. It's lovely to have your company on this first day of the working week for most of us. And we'll consider the best ways to try to become energy independent, especially as the Build Back Better mantra has people thinking of improved ways to reconstruct our communities. And Thelma Plum there with her song The Backseat of My Mind. So, well done, Thelma. Look, the current issues with energy policy and all the local problems with people around here still getting power bills despite their homes being uninhabitable, which is remarkable, has focused the attention of many people on how you might go off-grid or at least become a bit more energy independent. So, what's involved in that process? How much does it cost to become the source of your own power? Sebastian Krangle is an energy efficiency consultant who deals in exactly these issues. Good morning, Sebastian.
Morning, Nick. How are you going?
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Sebastian, as people try to build back better, as we keep saying, what are some of the options they have to be more energy independent?
Well, if they can afford it, certainly solar and battery systems are the ideal if you want to try to go off-grid or at least energy independent or net zero. However, that's a large outlay, especially if the off-grid option. So there's a whole host of things you can do to make your house more energy efficient instead.
Just stick with the big one for the moment, and to be clear about this, if you do want to go off-grid, that is comparatively an expensive process. You need a lot of solar panels. You need a considerable amount of battery storage. So just to be clear, that doesn't come so cheap.
No, that's right. And it totally depends on the house. So if you've got a small cabin out in the bush, then yes, it's more expensive than a standard on-grid hybrid solar system. But if you've got a normal-sized house in the suburbs and you're trying to go completely off-grid, you need a lot of production capacity, and you also need to make your house so efficient so as not to outdo the production of your solar system.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's just focus for a moment, Sebastian Krangle, on low-income people working on a tight budget. What are the best options, in your opinion, for them to have a more independent energy usage?
Yeah, so the main thing to concentrate is heating and cooling, because they're the biggest consumers of energy, even up here on the North Coast. And also hot water. Hot water accounts for about 30% of the average household's energy use. So something as simple as changing your shower head to a low-flow shower head, it saves water, but it also saves hot water. So that can cost you maybe $50, $60, and you could be having 20% less energy bills. Other things about trying to keep your house warm in winter, say, without having to use a lot of artificial heating, include draft sealing, insulation, thermal curtains, and even things as simple as electric throw blankets, so your personal heating rather than having to heat an entire house.
Okay, so you're actually sort of warming your body and not worrying about that bigger space around you. That seems to me to be a pretty interesting idea. There's so much building going on, Sebastian, and I'm not trying to presume that you're an architect or a builder with this, but are there economies of scale that there are opportunities, as we see through the Northern Rivers Reconstruction Corporation, for example, where there might be the chance to build a lot more accommodation? Are there ways that the community as a whole could be looking at energy efficiency measures and buying in bulk that would make the unit cost cheaper?
Potentially. I mean, around Australia, there's been some community organisations that have organised bulk buys of heat pump hot water systems, for example. So, and I've mentioned hot water before. A heat pump hot water system will use a quarter of the energy of a normal electric hot water system. They do tend to be expensive, $3,000 to $5,000, but there are communities that have done bulk buys and reduced the price that way. Technology like that. Otherwise, perhaps insulation. Insulation is one of the low-hanging fruit in terms of saving energy, making sure your home is well insulated. And I'd say anyone rebuilding, really try and make sure your builders are putting in the correct amount of insulation into walls, ceilings, and even under the floor. And that will help the thermal barrier of your house such that you need a lot less heating and cooling.
Are you getting lots of inquiries about what, people seeking information about what they can do? Is there a growing understanding that this is an opportunity to maybe build back better and more energy efficiently?
Not so much in the North Coast. I haven't as yet. There is a building awareness nationally, and I know the Guardian's been writing articles on improving energy efficiency, and state governments are doing more and more in this space. But there's still a bit of a lag with people's awareness of the issue, and also awareness that there are even services available to help them with that. With those changes.
Right, where would you direct them, Sebastian? Where should people get information if they're really wanting to find out about how to make their energy efficiency better?
There's lots of Renew magazine is a really good magazine, also online. There's plenty of books you can get, like the Home Energy Freedom publication. The government's produced a book called Your Home and so forth. But online, there's Facebook groups. There's one Facebook group that has 50,000 members, which suggests that there is a groundswell of people interested. That's called My Efficient Electric Home. And there's people like me who provide energy consultation for people in their homes.
Great. Well, thank you very much for doing a general energy consultation with us this morning. Your time is much appreciated. Thank you, Sebastian Krangle.
You're welcome, Nick.
And that's Sebastian Krangle. And as I said, he is an independent energy consultant. And I think if ever there was a time that we can start to think about better ways to make our houses warmer and cooler as we build back, it would seem to be now.
Lying in the dark, I know you are awake. I will not give in, I will not give in. Pulling faces and admitting not a thing. I will not give in, I will not give in. Lightning flashing, everything is sharp and clear.